There comes a moment in every person's life when they look in the mirror and don't recognize who they've become. Maybe it's the weight of failure, the sting of betrayal, the accumulation of choices that didn't serve you. Maybe life knocked you down so many times that staying down started to feel like home. But deep down in the quiet corners of your soul, you know one thing with absolute clarity: this is not where your story ends. And the truth is, if you have breath in your body, you have the power to rebuild. Rebuilding yourself doesn't begin with motivation. It begins with a decision. A decision to stop accepting the version of you that's been sculpted by pain, rejection, loss, or fear. Too many people walk through life carrying the weight of who they used to be, thinking they're stuck with that version forever. But you're not stuck, you're planted. And there's a difference. Being stuck means there's no way forward. Being planted means there's growth on the horizon if you water your soil with discipline, belief, and vision. You have to understand that your past is a reference, not a residence. It's something to learn from, not something to live in. Every failure, every heartbreak, every regret, it's a data point, not a death sentence. Stop worshiping your wounds. They're not the full story. They're just the scars that prove you survived. And survival is not enough. You were born to build. And yes, building hurts. It's not glamorous. You won't always feel inspired. There's no applause while you're grinding in the dark. But pain is just feedback at your body, your mind, your spirit saying, it's time to grow. It's time to change. Stop avoiding the discomfort. Discomfort is a signal that you're moving. You're working. You're rebuilding. No one is coming to save you. And that's not a tragedy, that's a gift. Because it means no one can stop you either. You are your greatest project. You are your most valuable asset. Your future is not determined by your environment, your past, or your circumstances. It's determined by your commitment to becoming more. What would happen if you stopped making excuses and started making progress? If you want to rebuild yourself, you need vision. Not wishful thinking, not fantasies. Vision. A clear, intentional picture of who you want to become and what you're willing to do to get there. Vision is what rebuilds what circumstances try to destroy. When you can see yourself standing on the other side of struggle, success becomes inevitable. But that picture must be strong enough to withstand your present reality. Your vision has to be louder than your excuses, clearer than your doubts, bigger than your fears. And you've got to raise your standards. Your life will always meet you at the level of your standards, not your dreams. Dreams are free. Standards cost something. They cost laziness, distractions, victimhood, and the comfort of staying the same. You'll never rebuild yourself if you keep tolerating the same habits that broke you in the first place. It's time to demand more from yourself. It's time to hold yourself accountable to the level of greatness you know you're capable of. You don't rebuild a life overnight. You rebuild it moment by moment, choice by choice, day by day. It's not about being perfect. It's about being relentless. It's about choosing progress over pity, discipline over distraction, power over passivity. So if life is broken, you're good. Now you get to rebuild stronger, smarter, more focused, more intentional. The version of you that's rising from the rubble is a masterpiece in the making. Don't rush the process. Don't fear the pain. Just keep building. Because when you rebuild yourself, you don't just change your life, you redefine your destiny. Your past is a reference, not a residence. That single truth can set you free if you let it. Too many people live as prisoners to memories, mistakes, and moments that no longer serve them. They drag yesterday into today and wonder why they can't step into tomorrow. But here's the reality of what happened to you, what you did, what you failed at, what you lost. That's part of your story, yes. But it's not your whole story. It's a reference point, a chapter, a lesson. It is not the totality you are, and it does not get to decide who you become. The human mind has a tendency to relive pain, to replay scenes, to assign meaning to moments that felt devastating. But your past only has power if you keep feeding it with your attention. Think about that. Every time you say, I can't because of what happened, you're allowing the memory to manage your future. Every time you repeat the story of your pain without seeking the purpose behind it, you're choosing to live in a mental loop that was never meant to be permanent. You can reference the pain to gain wisdom. You can visit the memory to extract growth. But you don't pitch a tent and build a home there. Let's make this clear. There is a difference between learning from the past and living in the past. Learning from the past means you examine the situation, extract the lesson, and apply it. Living in the past means you replay it, refeel it, resuffer it, and then use it as a reason to stay stuck. That's not healing. That's a habit. And habits can be broken. The reason so many people get stuck in the past is because they confuse their experience with their identity. They say things like, I'm a failure, when the truth is, they experienced failure. They say, I'm broken, when the truth is, they went through something that broke their heart. There's a big difference. Who you are is not defined by what you've been through. Who you are is revealed by how you rise after what you've been through. If you touched fire as a child and got burned, it taught you something. But you didn't build a life around that one event. You didn't decide, this is who I am now, someone who burns. You moved on. You learned. The same principle applies to emotional pain, to trauma, to loss. It's there to teach, not to trap you. But the choice is yours. Will you turn your past into wisdom or a wall? Here's another truth. Your past doesn't need your loyalty. Some people stay attached to their old stories because they feel it justifies their current choices. It gives them a reason not to try, not to trust, not to step into something greater. But that's not loyalty, that's limitation. You are not being noble by holding on to pain. You are not being real by limiting your progress in the name of what hurt you. You're simply delaying the life you could be living. Rebuilding your life begins the moment you stop confusing who you were with who you are becoming. It begins the moment you look at your past not as a definition, but as data. It's information. It tells you what worked, what didn't, what made you stronger, what needs to change. But it is not your identity. Identity is chosen. It's forged in present decisions and future vision, not in past experiences. You owe it to yourself to stop shrinking to fit into an outdated version of you. The person you were back then didn't know what you know now. The person you were was surviving. You're evolving. Give yourself permission to evolve. Let go of the idea that you must carry the weight of every old mistake, every failed relationship, every missed opportunity. That weight isn't a punishment, it's a distraction. Drop it. Yes, you've been through things. Yes, you felt broken, disappointed, ashamed. That's part of being human. But you're still here, which means there's more to build, more to become, more to live for. The past is a map of where you've been, not a jail cell that locks you in. Use it to navigate wisely, not to wall yourself in. So the next time your mind drifts back to that told story, remind yourself, this is a reference, not a residence. I can learn from this, but I don't have to live in it. I can respect where I've been without letting it restrict where I'm going. Your future is waiting, but it won't wait forever. Let the past inform you, not imprison you. Because the truth is, you've got places to go, purpose to fulfill, and a powerful self still under construction. Don't let who you were stop you from becoming who you were always meant to be. Pain is feedback, not failure. It's a message, not a final sentence. Too many people mistake pain for proof that they're not good enough, not capable enough, not worthy enough. But pain doesn't mean stop, it means pay attention. It's not there to punish you. It's there to teach you. And when you begin to understand that everything in your life begins to change, think about the way your body works. When you touch something too hot, your nerves send pain to your brain to tell you pull back. Not because your body hates you, but because it's trying to protect you. It's trying to keep you from doing lasting damage. That pain is a signal. A warning, it's the body's way of saying something here isn't right. Adjust, learn, evolve. Emotional pain is no different to your inner world trying to alert you to something deeper, something that needs attention, alignment, or growth. Most people are so afraid of pain that they run from it, bury it, or numb it. But when you numb pain, you numb purpose. You silence the very signal that's trying to steer you back to your best self. Setbacks don't mean the journey is over. They mean there's something more you need to learn before you move forward. Life isn't cruel. It's customized. And every challenge you face is not meant to break you. It's meant to build the version of you that your future requires. Failure is just the feedback that a method didn't work, not that you didn't work. Too many people personalize failure. They wear it like a label. But failure is never who you are. It's simply an outcome. Outcomes can change. Methods can evolve. Strategies can be refined. That's how progress happens. That's how you grow. Start looking at your life like a series of classrooms. Every difficulty is a lesson. Every setback is a teacher. The pain you feel when something doesn't go your way, that's life handing you a curriculum. It's saying, are you paying attention? Are you really learning what you need to learn? Or are you just hoping to avoid the test? But you can't skip the test if you want the transformation. The breakthrough comes after the breakdown. The evolution comes after the lesson is absorbed. Here's the shift you have to make. Stop asking, why is this happening to me? And start asking, what is this trying to teach me? That one mental pivot will turn every loss into a lesson and every challenge into a choice. A choice to grow or a choice to give up. And trust me, growth always feels better in the long run, even if it hurts in the short term. When you treat pain like failure, you shut down, you question your worth, you give up on your goals. But when you treat pain like feedback, you become curious, you dig deeper, you analyze, you adapt. That's how winners operate. They don't avoid pain, they learn from it. They use it to sharpen their edge, to build resilience, to stay humble and hungry. You have to be willing to embrace discomfort if you want to access your next level. Comfort zones are where dreams go to die. Nothing significant is built in safety. And yes, growth is uncomfortable. But you know what else is uncomfortable? Regret. Waking up one day and realizing you let fear of pain keep you from pursuing the life you were meant to live. That's pain with no purpose. But the pain of growth, that's purposeful. That's progress. That's the fire that forges greatness. So don't fear the hard moments. Don't back down when it hurts. Pay attention. What's the lesson? What's the signal? What's the adjustment you need to make? Because once you extract the lesson, the pain loses its power. It no longer controls you. It becomes fuel instead of a chain. Every great story of success includes setbacks. Every champion has a history of challenges. What makes them different is not that they avoided pain, it's that they listened to it, learned from it, and used it as a catalyst to rise higher. The pain you feel today could be the wisdom you use tomorrow if you're willing to treat it as feedback and not failure. So the next time life punches you in the gut, take a breath. Don't say, I failed. Say, I've been given something to work with, something to grow from. Because every challenge you face is simply life asking you, how bad do you want it? Answer with action. Learn the lesson. Take the hit and keep swinging. Pain may visit, but failure only lives where purpose was abandoned. Let pain be your teacher, not your trap. Let it teach you how to rise. You are your greatest project. That's not just a catchy phrase, it's a mindset shift that changes everything. The moment you realize that your growth, your healing, your success, and your future all begin and end with you is the moment you take real control of your life. Too many people are waiting to be rescued, waiting for the perfect moment, the perfect mentor, the perfect opportunity to magically transform their circumstance. But waiting keeps you stuck. Waiting puts your life on pause. And here's the truth, transformation doesn't come from outside forces. It starts within. You can't outsource responsibility for your life. You can't hand your power to the past and expect the future to change. You can't blame your environment, your upbringing, or your relationships and still expect growth to happen. Yes, those things influence you, but they don't own you. Your life isn't something that happens to you. It's something you build day by day, choice by choice. And if it's not what you want it to be, then it's time to start rebuilding it with intention, with fire, with purpose. You are the architect of your rebuild. That means you get to choose what the new version of you looks like. You get to design the mindset, the discipline, the identity that aligns with where you want to go. No one else is qualified to do that job. No one else knows your vision the way you do. And yes, others can support you, encourage you, guide you, but they can't build it for you. They can't make you do the work. They can't climb the mountain that's yours to conquer. Look at your life like a construction site. Every belief, every habit, every thought pattern is either scaffolding that supports your growth or dead weight that holds it back. Some things have to be torn down before new things can be built. that old self-doubt. Demolish it. That procrastination, that comfort zone, that victim mindset, tear it down, because until you clear the space, you can't build something powerful in its place. Here's the part most people miss. Rebuilding yourself is not a one-time decision. It's a daily commitment. It's showing up for yourself even when it's inconvenient. It's choosing discipline over distraction. It's being honest about your flaws and bold about your potential. It's realizing that nobody's coming to save you because you were born to save yourself. You are not fragile. You are capable. You are built for this. It's not about being perfect. It's about being intentional. It's about becoming the type of person who takes radical ownership of their life. You want better health? Build the habits. You want stronger relationships? Develop emotional maturity. You want success in your career? Study, grow, execute. Don't wait for someone to hand it to you. Earn it. And understand that you're not building for anyone else's validation. You're building because you refuse to die with your potential still locked inside you. You are your greatest project because you are the only thing in your life that you have full control over. Not the economy, not your past, not other people. Just you, your effort, your decisions, your response to adversity. And when you take full responsibility for those things, you become unstoppable. So stop outsourcing your greatness. Stop delaying your progress because someone else didn't show up for you. You show up for you. You become your own motivation, your own builder, your own breakthrough. This isn't about ego, it's about empowerment. Because the greatest project you'll ever work on is becoming the person you were always meant to be. And that version of you, they're already inside you waiting to build. Pick up the tools, lay the foundation, break the old patterns, and construct something so strong, so unshakable, that nothing from the past can destroy it again. You are not a product of what happened to you. You are a masterpiece under construction. Start building. Vision rebuilds what circumstances destroyed. When life knocks you down, when situations break you apart, it's easy to get lost in what's been taken away or ruined. It feels like the pieces are scattered too far, like the damage is permanent, and the pain clouds your ability to see anything beyond the present mess. But here's the secret. Your circumstances don't have the final say over your life. Your vision does. The power to rebuild lies in your ability to see beyond what's broken and commit to what's possible. You must understand that rebuilding isn't about fixing the past, it's about creating the future. It requires you to rise above the wreckage with a clear picture of what you want to become. Vision is the blueprint of your rebuild. It's the mental image of a life restored, a self renewed, and a destiny reclaimed. Without vision, rebuilding is aimless. It's a struggle with no direction. But when your vision is strong, it becomes a magnet pulling you forward, giving your efforts purpose and meaning even in the darkest moments. When circumstances destroy, it's natural to focus on loss, but vision forces you to focus on gain. It demands you shift your attention from what's missing to what's possible. Imagine your vision as a light in the fog. It may not clear the entire path at once, but it reveals the next step. And that next step is where rebuilding begins. You don't have to see the entire staircase. You just have to see the next step clearly enough to take it. Commitment to your vision is what separates those who rebuild from those who remain broken. Seeing beyond your current reality is not enough if you don't decide to act on that vision daily. It's the consistent, intentional steps toward your future that heal the wounds of your past. Every choice you make, what you believe, what you say, how you act either moves you closer to that vision or farther from it. Rebuilding is an active process. It requires faith in what you cannot yet fully see, combined with relentless action on what you can. Your vision must be personal and powerful enough to motivate you when doubt creeps in. It must be so compelling that the pain of staying stuck outweighs the comfort of familiar suffering. When you are anchored to a vision that matters, setbacks become detours, not dead ends. You learn to navigate through obstacles because the image of what you want to build pulls you stronger than the force that tried to tear you down. Many people fail to rebuild because they let their present circumstances dictate their future. They look at the ruins and believe that's all there is. But vision challenges that lie. It tells you that the best days are not behind you, they're ahead. It calls you to imagine a new story where you are no longer the victim of what happened, but the creator of what's next. Rebuilding with vision means you don't just repair the damage, you transform it. You take what was broken and use it as a foundation to build something better, stronger, and more resilient. Vision turns scars into strength and losses into lessons. It gives you the power to rewrite your narrative from one of destruction to one of creation. So if you want to rebuild, start with your vision. Define clearly who you want to become and what kind of life you want to live. See it so vividly that it feels real even before it happens. Write it down, speak it out loud, and guard it fiercely. Make a commitment every day to live in alignment with that vision, no matter what your circumstances say. Remember, vision rebuilds what circumstances destroyed because it creates hope where there was despair, direction where there was confusion, and power where there was helplessness. Hold on to your vision with unwavering faith and watch how it restores, rebuilds, and renews your life one step at a time. Progress starts with personal standards. That simple truth is the foundation for every breakthrough, every success, and every transformation. Your future is a direct reflection of the standards you set and maintain for yourself today. If you tolerate less, if you accept mediocrity, if you let excuses slide and discipline falter, then your results will mirror that. On the other hand, when you raise your standards and hold yourself accountable, you create a new level of possibility. Think about it. Your personal standards are the invisible boundary lines of your life. They define what you accept and what you reject. They dictate how hard you work, how consistent you are, and how much effort you're willing to invest. Low standards mean you settle for less than you deserve. You repeat patterns that hold you back, and you limit your own growth. High standards push you to do better, be better, and refuse to accept anything less than your best. Your standards shape your habits, and your habits shape your identity. If you allow yourself to be late, to procrastinate, to quit when things get tough, then that's who you become, someone who tolerates those things. But if you commit to punctuality, discipline, and resilience, then you build a reputation with yourself as a person who delivers, who shows up, who overcomes. That identity is the bedrock of lasting progress. Progress is impossible without raising your standards because the future you desire demands more than your past self was willing to give. The vision you hold for your life requires you to stretch, to push beyond comfort, and to refuse to accept shortcuts. It asks you to become someone who honors commitments, who sets clear goals, and who protects your time and energy fiercely. Many people wonder why they feel stuck. The answer often lies in their standards. If you're not where you want to be, it's likely because your standards haven't yet caught up to your dreams. Dreams without standards are just wishes. Standards turn dreams into realities by creating the framework for consistent action and growth. Start by being brutally honest with yourself about what you're tolerating right now. What excuses do you allow? What distractions pull you off course? What compromises do you make that chip away at your potential? Then decide which of those standards you're willing to raise today. Progress doesn't require perfection overnight. It requires a commitment to raise the bar one step at a time. Remember, your future won't exceed the standards you set today because every achievement, every level of success is the result of consistent decisions aligned with your personal values and expectations. If you want a future full of abundance, health, and happiness, it starts with not settling for less in the present moment. Your progress is in your hands. Set your standards high, live by them relentlessly, and watch how your life transforms. Because the future you want is waiting on the other side of the standards you decide to uphold right now.